come here tonight to see the film, A Chemical Reaction?
Tonight I came because I am very concerned about what my children are exposed to. A year and a half ago I was at a playground where they were spraying pesticides, and after that moment I became a bit of an advocate on this issue, and I'm really working hard now to make sure that this doesn't happen to other people and that other kids aren't exposed to these toxic chemicals.
I came to see because I'm a big supporter and I wanted to support the movement, and I think it's a very important thing. I have young children and I think it's important for every father, I guess, to really consider the health and the environment of where their children are growing up and what they're eating and where they're playing and everything. So I came here for me, a bit selfishly, to find out more, but also for my children.
Well, I guess just out of curiosity, and right now I'm also involved into establishing a community garden in our neighborhood, and so I wanted to hear more about pesticides and lawns. And I'm personally thinking lawns should almost be turned into more for food growing kind of thing, but generally I enjoyed the movie and it makes all sense not to have pesticides on your grass where children are playing.
I wanted to be more informed about the issue. I've never used pesticides myself. I've never seen a reason to. It's always seemed like a really dumb thing to me, and I do have some chemistry training. I've had the chemistry is fun and it's good for you, and living better through chemistry lectures and so forth, and I'm not buying it. And I come from Vancouver, and I guess I want to help. Wherever I see it, you know, I'm really heartened to see it spreading.
Well, I came because I care about the issue. I came because I'm actually a board member of the Canadian Cancer Society, and I work for a Child and Youth Coalition who's sponsoring this campaign as well. Very, very interested in seeing this precautionary principle put in play.
What are your thoughts after seeing this film?
This film was super inspirational. I just want to carry on this message and reach as many people as we can in BC with this message, and hopefully the provincial government, I understand that the MLAs will be viewing this movie, and I hope it really impacts them and that this will make a big difference for BC.
I think it's hard for me as a man to say, but it brought a tear to my eye. I mean, there was parts where I was thinking about the health of my children, thinking about how I influence that and how I impact that, and a little bit of shame in terms of the odd time I like to play a game of golf, and I was like, uh-oh, what am I doing? What am I doing to my children? What am I doing to the world? And again, the selfishness thing, I was conscious of that. But I think I was truly inspired. I think the issue was I'm an agrologist, actually, by trade, a professional agrologist, so I think the science is now, it's like many environmental issues such as climate change, it's gone from, how can I put it, it's gone from questionable whether the outcomes are the outcomes to pretty much it's proven. It's just how much of an impact it's really going to have. So it was inspirational. It reinvigorated me in terms of my thoughts behind this process and thoughts behind the issue, and just reinforces me in it. And I think the big thing for me is now I'm going to not sleep tonight figuring out how I'm going to do something. Right. So that's the big thing for me.
Well, I'm more encouraged than I was before I came in. I think before I came in I had a feeling that things were stacked against it quite a lot more, but I think one of the cool things that happens over and over again is, you know, it takes an awful lot of advertising money to fight common sense. And I've seen it happen over and over again. You know, people actually do listen to people who don't have a financial stake more readily than they do, you know. I think people do consider the source. So yeah, it was a great film.
Why do you think it's important to ban cosmetic pesticides in BC and all communities everywhere?
I think this is something important to ban because these are chemicals that we do not need in our lives. Some people would argue that for food we need pesticides, which I don't believe, but there is a benefit to people eating broccoli, regardless if it's used with pesticides or not. Lawn and garden chemicals are not needed at all. Right now I know that there are people in our family with cancer, and I want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to prevent my kids from getting cancer. So this is just one thing that we can do.
Well, for the environment, it doesn't make sense to kill grass and other Daniels, like the little yellow flowers.
Dandelions.
Dandelions.
Yes.
So they all have a purpose. A lady even mentioned that they are being used in India for cleansing the liver, etc. So killing things doesn't make sense, and then having children playing and putting that stuff into your mouth just doesn't make any sense. There is not a question why they should be banned, and so I'm happy to see that it's actually quite in Ontario and Quebec. So BC, obviously has to follow.
Absolutely, because these are toxins. They kill things, and therefore children shouldn't be exposed to them. Adults shouldn't be exposed to them either. I'm particularly a child advocate, so I care about that a lot. And as the movie pointed out, the science of safety around any of these toxins in relation to children's bodies is just non-existent. No exposure is okay, because we don't know what we're doing to kids, but we know some real bad things are happening. So let's just not pollute our environment this way.
I think it's a dumb idea to use chemicals on lawns, and I think it's a good place to start. I think once there's a certain awareness in the community that we shouldn't put chemicals on our lawns, it only follows that a more balanced perspective may kind of help move through in a more painless way for other areas, like for agriculture and so forth. Because I don't want to see anything rammed down anyone's throat, but I think when it comes as a dawning awareness and when it's a consumer-backed thing, I think it works much better. So it's not like I want to see anyone told what to do.
I actually believe that what we did in the city of Port Moody some 8 years ago was something that was great for our community, and I wanted to share our experience, and I wanted to be of help and answer any questions that might help another community that may want to do the same thing. But in addition, I think that we all have to work together if, in fact, we are to be successful in lobbying the provincial government in solving everybody's problem and acting a similar law for the rest of British Columbia. I mean, the children in Port Moody are fortunate to have been able to live in a community that has banned the cosmetic use of pesticide. Why not a child, a young person, anywhere else in the province?
So you believe it's very important that all the communities to take a stand like you did in Port Moody?
It is extremely important. I often say if we marked the pesticide with a dye, a visible dye, and then we applied it, and then when our children come back to our own homes, on the carpet and on the furniture, on their clothes, you will see this color, and you would be worried. Just because you don't see pesticide doesn't mean that the threat is not there. It is there, it is real, and it's with us, and I don't want any part of having it.
So would you like all the other communities around Port Moody to do the same as you've done and ban cosmetic pesticides?
100%. I'm 100% behind that. It is most important.